Hi class, my name is John Feng Xiao, and today I'm doing income statement analysis on Target Corp. And by starting off, I did a little bit of research online, and I found the full income statement data from a website called the Stock Analysis on Net. And I extract the data and import it into my Excel spreadsheet. And this is the original format of the data. So by starting off, I changed some of the key indicators into formulas to make sure my module is well organized and connected. So I use the C6 plus C7 for gross margins, which is the difference between sales and cost of sales, because cost of sales is a negative number. And then followed by the earnings from continuing operations before interest expenses and income taxes. I got this number by adding the gross margins with other revenues, and subtract them from those fixed expenses like depreciations or administrative expenses. And followed by calculating the earnings after tax. Before tax or after interest by subtracting the number from the interest expenses. Then the earnings after tax. At the end, we have net earnings per share. And what I want to do here is I want to pretend to be a potential investors on Target. And for the year of 2019, I have calculated a return of investments of 4% for Target. It's not a very realistic percentage for investors. And what this number means is 4% is each dollar that I invested in Target, I will receive 4 cents in return. So I want this number at least to be like 10% to be optimistic. And how I got this number, I want to talk a little bit about this. So I got the stock price from the website. This is the closing price for Target on the day of December 13th, which is today. And this is the net earnings available to common stock shareholders, which is the net earnings. And this is the weighted average outstanding shares. It means how many people are holding the Target shares. And this is earnings per shares. It basically means how much money you earn for every single Target share that you hold. So if I hold one share, it means on 2019 I'm supposed to earn $5.56. And for each share of Target share, you have to pay the stock price, of course, $126.80. At the end, for a return of investments, I divide earning per shares by stock price per share. The original formula is the gains from investments over the amount of money that I put it in. So this is the gains, and this is the amount I put it in. So there is a problems I faced when I was doing the projects, is that on the income statements I do not see many independent variables except for sales. Even cost of sales, it's more like a dependent variable on sales. And for other revenues, it's a very uncontrollable element, because on some of the years they do not even have revenues, other revenues. And for selling a general administrative expenses, these are more like fixed expenses. And same thing for depreciations. So the only thing I can adjust is sales and the stock price and the weighted average outstanding shares. These three elements are the ones that I could, logically speaking, could use as independent variables. But stock price and weighted average outstanding shares are two elements I found very uncontrollable. I do not think anyone is able to predict accurately how much does a stock price cost in next year. It seems very impractical. So for now, for the purpose of this project, I'm going to only use sales as my independent variable mainly. So first I go to solver. This is solver I set up. Set this up. Oh, sorry, I forgot one thing. So since the cost of sales is a dependent variable, I want to find out the relationship between sales and cost of sales. So from the passive experience, I found that there is approximately like around 70% ratio between sales and cost of sales. So for the new ratios, I'm just going to use the average. 71% seems very logical. And then I'm going to multiply them. Well, since cost of sales is a negative number, so I'm going to times -1. So then we can start using the solver. Set up a set project object investment as value of 10%, 0.1. Changing sales, stock price, weighted average outstanding shares, and sales. I click on solve. We found solutions. Click OK. So we got our 10%. But in order to have a 10% as return of investment, Target needs to sell $84,128.31 in millions, of course. Well, so how practical is that? So I did a little bit of forecast graph on the from 2014 to 2019 to see if Target is able to reach 84,000 in 2020. So this is a graph I got. Sorry, it's supposed to look from the right to the left because 2014 started from the right. So as you can see, the sales goes up and it goes down sometimes. Although it looks like it's going to increase in a very rapid rate, but I do not. This rate is around 74,000. It's way below 84,000, which is it's going to be like up here. So the regressions, linear regressions, shows that it's in the year of 2020, it's probably going to reach 74,000 conservatively. So I do not think Target is going to have a 10% return of investment in the year of 2020, not even close. So as a potential investors, I would not choose to invest on Target for now. Thank you so much. So this is my final project videos. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.